Hello, this is Carrion back with another video. And here I'm going to be talking about this painting I'm working on. It is a creature, a fire hound, and it's in a wasteland. As the drawing opens up a little bit more, you'll be able to see more of it. But right now, I'm just working right on directly with the hound creature. So first of all, this may sound stupid, but I'm talking about a fictional place. None of this really exists, and I don't intentionally copy other properties just because it may have similar stories. So this is the world building from the world of Ates, which is the same world the cosmic enigma takes place, but it's not directly connected to the events of that story. This could be, who knows, 1,000 years before, or close to the story, or even afterwards. But it's not directly connected to that story. So as this drawing continues to open up, I once I add a background, you'll see kind of a city, and that city is named Rikerville. It's a dangerous city run by gangs. There's four major gangs that rule over that city. Once again, you'll notice it as I get later into the drawing. So, what is this city known for? It's known for a deadly drug known as dragon smoke. It's highly sought after drug, and it's very difficult to obtain. So, to go into that a little bit more, the city is sitting on these massive monolithic structures that are elevated from the ground. Imagine Ayers Rock or Uluru from Australia, but with cities built into them on the top of the rock or around them. This city, Rikerville itself, it's very poor, and most of its citizens live in a shantytown like conditions. The plant that takes a major part in producing the dragon smoke can only be reached by going to ground level. It doesn't sound too difficult, except when there are deadly firehounds that rule the surface. Many smoke smugglers are sent from the overlord gangs, and only about 3% survive the run. The surface is littered with human remains, giving the area a distinct putrid smell. These smoke smugglers get paid very well, but many do not get to enjoy the rewards. So, why isn't technology used to extract the dragon smoke? The hounds are particularly sensitive to inorganic materials like robots and nets. Even people that have mechanical prosthetics can become a huge target. The risk is too much and too wasteful. Atos has a system of communities, and there's a total of 28 communities. Rikerville is listed as number 8. Many politicians have tried to remove Rikerville from the 28 due to its open drug trade. These attempts have all failed because of the popularity of the drug and its potential benefits. I will go into more potential detail with Dragon Smoke in another video, but this is not the video for that. So, who are these gang leaders? The leaders of each of these gangs have been smoke smugglers in the past. To reach that level of gang leaders, you must surpass the total amount of runs done by the previous leader. This leads to much death and bloodshed. This position is highly sought after because once you become a gang leader, you rule part of Rikerville. So, why don't more people leave Rikerville more often? Simply, it's the location. Some do manage to leave the gutter through luck or extremely hard work. Rikerville is in the middle of a wasteland thousands of miles from the nearest community. The cost to leave is astronomical. Some desperate citizens may attempt to smuggle themselves onto a freighter. Some do manage to escape, while others get caught and end on a horrible death. So, what is it like to live in Rikerville as a citizen? Well, because of the living conditions, families are allowed only one child. This rule is loosely followed because Rikerville powerless law enforcement. Rickerville law enforcement is similar to your local town police. Twice out of the year, the Coddington military makes a trip to Rickerville. Coddington is the true enforcement on ATUS. They have the military might to rule the entire world, and families must hide any illegal activity from the Coddington military. Punishment is severe. Any illegal items or people will be placed on the surface for the hounds to eat or burn, a harsh reality for breaking the local law. The hounds live in complex underground caves. They are able to travel large distances through these underground cave systems, which are described as hell by any who have survived the experience. The hounds are directly connected to the growth of dragon smoke. After a hound is deceased, its carcass is burned by the other hounds. Any roots near the ashes of the hound become enriched with it. This produces the fruit. The study of why this happens like this is underdeveloped. Perhaps the only thing anyone wants is the end result, and that is dragon smoke. Another possibility is hound carcasses are impossible to come by. Studying them is only done with expensive tech, which is destroyed if in close proximity. More developed communities have tried to invest in harvesting outside of the valley, but the fruit cannot grow elsewhere and needs the ashes of the hounds to become fertile. You may be wondering why I'm talking about this. Well, this content is aligned with some of the projects I have coming forward. We have the main comic or graphic novel in the works called The Cosmic Enigma. This is more of an ambitious project. It's just fully painted, so there's a lot more work involved. We also have a smaller limited issue, more related to this Rickerville world building I was talking about. And the art will be black and white line art, which should be faster to produce. Now, this comic will be available online for anyone to read, and we'll probably release a print version afterward for anyone to purchase. Right now, it could be a little bit of a challenge to put 100% into these comics because I need to diversify my content. I don't know if any of you have this particular problem. You may or have several different types of projects going due to your mind not wanting to stick to one discipline. And honestly, that's a fun problem to have. There's that internal drive to do everything. And right now, I'm 3D modeling, digital painting, pencil drawing, oil painting, writing and drawing a comic book, which includes the content from this video. Please leave a comment below, whether good or bad, or leave something that you would like me to talk about, as long as it's related to this content. I need to keep more viewers engaged to the end of these videos, and improving the speaking parts of these videos are a high priority. And I often feel bad when I talk about myself. I think doing a little more research on certain areas of how art affects us and our lives can be great topics to look into. The instruction or teaching aspect is fun, but my biggest challenge is there's a lot of high-level competition just on YouTube in that area. It's just a matter of me finding the right niche. I enjoy history, but that takes me making it less boring for others. The basic video I created on Moto Intro seems to have gotten a little bit of interest, possibly a place for me to pivot. It's interesting to see the YouTube analytics that can steer your content for better or worse. Starting a new channel and finding an audience is certainly tough. Most of the stuff I'm doing now can be certainly time consuming. I find the biggest weakness are the speaking aspects of these videos. And I mentioned this earlier, working within more research topics can really help in that aspect of creating these videos. Finding the right niche is like a puzzle. This channel was starting at a disadvantage. I should have started this back in 2015 or 16, and unfortunately, between 2012 and 15, I had very large empty gaps. No art was being made. I was just graduating from college or had graduated recently and needed to make some money. I got into a job field not related to art or game design, and my focus was skewed to that job because it made the money at the time, losing some of the focus of my art. And recently, around 2018, I started writing a comic book, and that's got me a lot more focused since then. And also having a lot more time this past year in 2020 into this year has accelerated things. I've regained the passion for making art, which has increased my productivity. Now I have more clarity with some of the large projects moving forward. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Go ahead and leave a comment below and like and subscribe. Thank you.